Hey y'all, how you doing? Let me know if y'all can hear me. You can tap the screen, put up some hearts, put it in the comments below. Okay, cool. Making sure I got audio here. If if y'all are new to me, welcome in. I'm happy to see you. Hey Sam, how are you? I see you in there, honey house. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Ashley. I'm the founder and CEO of Black Prana Yoga Magazine and Black Prana Yoga and Aerial Academy. We are a predominantly Black yoga community. I've trained about 5,000 teachers with 95% of them being Black women, so that's always cool and fun. And we are currently hiring yoga teachers for our virtual studio. So I put out a video yesterday about this to get the info out to everyone to let you know, hey, this is what we're doing. And I know a few of you have already gotten back to me. I'm actually answering folks while I'm on live today. Hold on. So I wanted to come on and answer questions that you guys may have during this live. This is being a jerk. All right, so some of the things that I wanted to let you know. One, first and foremost, today is the last day to sign up for a 500-hour yoga teacher training for just $25. Today is the last day. If you go to the website, matter of fact, let me put it in the comments here. Hold on, IG. I'll be right back. I'm going to see if I can paste this, if this is going to cooperate for me. All right, y'all tap the screen so I can make sure you can still hear me. See if your comments come back up or if it's going to be weird. I might need to restart it because it looks like it's being weird. Yeah, it's all off now. Annalise, do not come over here making a bunch of noise. It's not funny. I'm on live and you know that. Hey y'all, thanks for joining me over on TikTok. I appreciate you. Okay, so we are talking about adding more teachers to the virtual studio. Hey, everybody on YouTube. Thanks for getting on. I appreciate you. If you can tap the screen and put up some hearts so that I know you can hear me. Instagram is being a jerk today. It's being really weird. So we'll see if this works on IG. It keeps crashing. Okay, let's try this a different way. Yeah, thanks for being patient with me. I appreciate you. I am going to see if I can get this to work on IG too so I can talk to the good people over there. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer. Hey, how are you? Let's try this one again. All right, I think we're good now. Okay, so I'm going to do this intro again. We're going to try it again. We're going to see if I can get this thing to work. Hey, on TikTok, how are you? All right, so I'm Ashley. I'm the founder and CEO of Black Prana Yoga Magazine and Black Prana Yoga and Aerial Academy. We are hiring yoga teachers for 2025. We're about to kick off this new yoga schedule. And I wanted to make sure that we have enough teachers to fill it and to take care of everybody and get y'all folks what you need in these yoga streets. So I wanted to come on and do this live because I posted a video yesterday. I got a bunch of responses. I know that there are a whole bunch of questions in my DMs because I told y'all to DM me if you were interested. And I'm actually getting online to answer those now. But I also wanted to come online and answer them directly where I can to make this a whole lot easier for all parties involved. So first and foremost, if y'all could do me a favor, whatever platform you happen to be on, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Live, wherever you happen to be right now, if you could share this, I would appreciate it because that is helpful for all parties involved. Is that right? I think that's right. And it helps us get the word out about what we're doing and how we're growing and how we are looking to be. Instagram. What's going on? Can y'all hear me on Instagram? I might have to start this one more time. It keeps popping in and out on my side, and I don't know if we have clean audio over there. But if y'all are patient with me, I'll be patient with you. Right now, we're doing virtual only because we're in Florida. So we're hiring for virtual only right now. And virtual is actually way easier for all parties involved. Hang tight, IG peeps. Hold on. Trying to get this fixed. Yeah, when you teach, it's paid. So that is a question that I am going to answer today if I can get this stuff to cooperate with me. I'm going to try logging into Instagram. I just need to be able to see the comments better. This is why we're going through all this rigmarole. So bear with me. Or not, I understand if you got other stuff to do. If you are at work today and you're tuning into me as opposed to working, like, good on you. I get that. You know why? Because it's the end of the year and you're like, I just don't want to do this today. And I understand. I completely understand. Because I'm sure everybody wanted to have the day off who could have the day off. So yeah, there's that. All right, so now I can see y'all on Instagram. I finally got this to work. Let me make sure. Yes, we're in the right place. Okay, so questions that I'm going to answer for you right now while we're on the interwebs. Number one question that I get is it paid? Yes, it is. I run a physical location here. We're getting ready to move to a larger location within the next few months. So while we're making that move, I wanted to enhance our online studio presence for classes for students who can't come to the physical studio. So to give a little background, I've trained about 5,000 teachers. We started the larger online training in 2020. Prior to that, I've been training yoga teachers since about I've been teaching yoga since 2015 and training teachers since about 2017. Um, and in 2020, when the Rona happened, when we were out here in a whole Pantene Pro Vive and a Panic at the Disco, um, I took the studio and I moved it online, and we've kind of had a pretty decent online presence ever since, because now we have to. And myself, probably just like other business owners, are worried about what the next thing is going to be. So it's kind of ridiculous at this point for any of us not to have some sort of online presence. So here we are. So the virtual studio offers classes that coincide with what goes on in the physical space, and it has its own kind of extra additional classes that are available. Why do we do that? Because in the virtual space, if I have someone that is on Pacific time, Hawaii time, wherever the case may be, mountain time, all that jazz, we can accommodate them a lot better in the virtual studio than I obviously can in the physical space. So you may see classes as late as 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That means it's serving another student, another population that is in a different time zone from where you are. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't sign up for that class. Just know if you see strange times for class available, yes, that is really available. No, it is not a typo. And you're welcome to join if you want to. So my goal here at minimum is to offer classes from 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 days a week. So we need teachers in order to accommodate that. I do still teach on the regular schedule, and I do primarily teacher training for our 500-hour yoga teacher training that is Ashtanga inspired training that we offer. And I'm the lead teacher for that. I'm the primary teacher for that program. With that being said, our 500-hour yoga teacher training program right now, today is the absolute last day to do this, is $25. Today is the last day to sign up to get in for just $25. So if you're like, hey, I really want to teach, I really want to get this job, what do I do? But I have not gone through teacher training. Here's your chance to do it at a way, way, way cheaper price. Our regular price for 500-hour yoga teacher training is $597, so it goes back to that rate tomorrow. If you are interested in signing up for that training, here is the link to do just that. Oh, it's the comments on Instagram that are being weird. All right, Instagram folks, I hope y'all can still hear me. It doesn't like when I add comments for whatever reason, so I can't pin them. Maybe I can't. I'm going to see if I can get to my own live and fix that. See if I'm still on. I'll know in a second. Y'all hang tight for me on Instagram. It got really weird when I tried to pin the comment, so I apologize for that not working properly. But anywho, if you are interested in taking advantage of the yoga teacher training offer, it is available. You can go directly to our website. The link is in our bio as well. So if for some reason, my IG folks, if you can't get on, don't sweat it. I'll get it worked out for you. And like I said, the link is above. It's like the first one that you can sign on to. Instagram is not interested in being that girl today. She just wants to be difficult. Okay, I'm gonna log in one more time on IG, and the only reason I'm doing that is because I can't see your comments, so I can't answer your questions if I can't see your comments. So hang on, let me try and fix this one more again. The controls are weird. Okay. All right, usually I can add comments to my live, but it doesn't seem to want to do that. So whatever, here we are. But if you need the link to join the training, you can always, always click the link in our bio. Yes, I can do that for you. Let me see if I can get this to cooperate over here on the YouTube. No, I don't want to do that. Oh. All right. So the link to register for training should be there for my YouTube folks. Let me know if you can see it. If not, I will drop it again for you. Don't worry. I'll make sure you get it, because it's acting up. All right. So, how is class delivered? This is a question that I get often. We teach everything via Zoom. It gets recorded for our online library, and students can go back and access those classes later on. Once you teach it live, you don't have to go back and do anything else with it. I take care of the rest of that on my end. So once it's done, it's done. The thing that I do ask for all of my teachers is that you log into class at least 10 minutes early, and you give students at least 10 minutes to show up to class. Why do we do that? Because tech happens. Like when you're out here on the internet, everything doesn't work all the time correctly the way that you plan on it. So that's my contingency. The question that I got asked earlier, do you get paid? Yes. The way that pay works for us is we pay $25 up to the first 10 students that you have come into class. So even if one person shows up to class, you're still guaranteed to at least make $25. The other thing that we do is if you can fill a class, we want to reward you for it. So within the first 90 days of you working with us, you get paid $2 per person over 10 students that register, up to 50 total in any given virtual classroom. Okay. Once you, if you exceed the requirement of the 10 students in class and you continue to grow, you get paid $4 per student as opposed to the 2 once you pass the 90-day mark if you're continuing to grow your class following. I want to make sure that I'm rewarding you for growing your class, because I know as a teacher that that's a hard thing to do. It's definitely hard when you're dealing with tech challenges and getting students to come to class consistently. It's hard as a studio owner, so it's equally as hard when you are a freelance teacher. So I want to make sure that you're rewarded for the work that you are doing. And it's your work, right? It's not me that's teaching in class. All I am doing is creating a space for you to be successful and for you to grow as a teacher. Now, the other thing that we do as well is that we want to support our teachers however we can to help them succeed. So we also provide you with social media branding that you can use online to promote your class. We want to help you promote your classes as well, because it doesn't do us any good if you guys can't get students there. Obviously, we want students to come. So we assist you by sharing on our various social media channels, and we ask that you share the class that you have coming up on your social media channels as well, in order to get students to come. So this is a regular studio paid opportunity. It just happens to be in the virtual space. It works no different than how it would work if you were physically showing up to the studio for class. Let's see, what else is there? Classes are recorded, so if students want to go back and watch it, you can share it on your you can share the info regarding class on your various social media outlets. That's not a problem with us. What else is my thinking? Oh, One question I did get asked, can you live stream the class? You really don't want to live stream the class because you don't want to give away your class for free. You want students to register because that's how you benefit from it. Now, what I do is I will offer myself personally, I do live stream the My Source self-guided class, and that'll be available on the schedule Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will offer that where students can find us that way to offer a live streaming component. But for the work that you're doing when you are teaching online, I want to make sure that you're compensated for the hard work that you're doing. So it's one thing for me to share my self-guided practice. It's a whole another thing to go online and completely teach a full yoga class, which is the job that we all hopefully have the joy and opportunity to get paid for. What kind of setup do you need? Your phone. As long as you have an iPhone, you can do this job. So, or as long as you have a phone that has access to the internet, you can do this job. The only things that I ask is that you're well lit because you want people to be able to see you. Like I have the light, I happen to be sitting at my dining room table, so I have my lights on here so you can see me well and that you can hear me well is equally as important. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining. I appreciate you getting on. So we're talking about hiring yoga teachers. I put up the message yesterday to let everybody know that we're hiring. I've gotten a bunch of DMs and I am in the process of responding to those right now. I'm just making sure that I respond to, just wanted to come on rather and do this live to get additional info out. And then the other thing that we have going on is yoga teacher training. Okay. We can definitely do that. Make sure you send me a DM today so I can send you the link to, you sent me a message. Awesome. So I can send you the link to the application that I have that I'm going to get to everybody as I continue to talk to you on live. Okay, that's great. Great, good. I'm glad that I'm getting some response here. So the other thing that I was saying is that yoga teacher training right now, for those of you who may not have gone through a yoga teacher training course, for until, let's see, how many hours do we have left? Today is the last day to register for 500-hour online. It is an online course, 500-hour yoga teacher training for just $25. After that, it goes back to our regular price of $597. So if you're like, hey, I want to do this job, but I haven't done the training yet, this is a great way to get it. And if you go through the training with us, it definitely helps you get the job with us. You already registered? Wonderful. Okay, cool. I look forward to seeing you in class. When does class start? Just so y'all know. So we start class February 22nd. The schedule is on our website. I'm going to give you the web address here. Hold on one second. Almost not. We are, oh. All right, did I lose my live, my YouTube folks? Let me know if you can still hear me. Because it's being interesting. Okay, so if the live froze a bit, is it back now? Let me know.
Tell me what my friend Alyssa called me at like 3 a.m.
Can you ask me your question again? You're fine on IG? Okay, cool. So this is the kind of tech stuff that I'm talking about, y'all. Stuff happens when you're on live and when you're teaching, and I understand that, so I try to be patient. Okay, good. It's back. Good. Okay, YouTube folks, I'm going to try and take care of you and see if I can get these comments rocking. Because it kicks me off for a second, so I don't know. Let's see what I can get. See if I can get this to work. It might It might just do what it wants. So, anywho, let me just give you the link, because every time I seem to type to sign up for yoga teacher training, no, there isn't a specific promo code. If you click the link in our bio, it'll say online 500-hour teacher training, and you can find it there. I would put the link in the comments, but every time I do, it seems to crash the video. So yeah, I don't want to risk it, so I don't keep losing Instagram. But I'll be on for a while, so I'll make sure I give you the link too. I'm gonna try to see if I can. Huh? Okay. If I can get this thing to cooperate for me, we'll see. Can I extend my training via that link? No, if you need an extension, that's completely separate. If you need an extension, that is something completely different. The $25 to register for training is to start the training all over again from zero. If you need an extension just to turn in homework, that's a separate and above thing. So, all right. So let me see. Okay, I can't get the link to come up. So what I'll do is I'll get all of these comments. I'm going to save the live on all of these platforms, so I'll go back and answer them. But just so you know, the link is in our link tree in the bio, so you can click out of this live. I'm not going anywhere. Go click the link in our bio and then come back to it. If you are on YouTube, the link to access training is theblackpranayoga.com/online YTT. I'll say it again. theblackpranayoga.com/online YTT.
I was lowered by 1. I had 8.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to let to say that the extension is separate, because I don't want you to have to start all over again. So that's why I answered it that way, because it's a lot. It's a lot to do, and I would hate to have you start at zero, because they're two separate things. I should have been more clear in my response. Okay, so to repeat one more time, for those of you who are looking for information to register for the class, it is theblackpranayoga.com/online YTT. Prana is spelled Prana. Okay, cool. Haven't gotten certification. I have completed the coursework. If that is your question, you need to DM me directly on Instagram, and I will make sure that gets taken care of. Usually when that happens, if you've turned in videos, something in your homework packet may not meet the requirements. That's usually why you don't get the certificate right away. That's typically the only reason you don't get it. Otherwise, if you've turned everything in and all the requirements are met, you should have gotten it by now. But DM me on Instagram and I can answer you directly. Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you getting on. So we are in the midst of hiring yoga teachers for 2025. Our goal is to have enough teachers for our virtual studio to be able to offer classes from 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we need a lot of teachers to be able to make that happen. If this is something that you are interested in doing, you can DM me on Instagram in particular to find out more about that, or you can DM me on TikTok for those of you who are there. Is this a paid position? Yes, it is a paid position. The way that it works is we pay $25 up to the first 10 students that you have come to class. From the next anything beyond 10 up to 50 total, we pay $2 per person, because we want to incentivize you for filling your classes. Once you get your class filled, if you continue to get your class filled after 90 days, it goes up to $4 per person after the first 10 people. One of the things that's great about that, because it's very hard as a teacher, one of the things that's great about that is even if you have one student show up to class, you're still guaranteed to make a minimum of $25. We still want to honor and pay you for your time. Because I know I've been teaching for 10 years now that it stinks to show up and then there's only one student, or the class gets canceled or something to that effect. And then you're like, am I going to get paid for coming to do this thing, for offering my time. So this is why we do it that way. The other reason that we have the increase after 90 days to $4 per person after your 10 person mark is because you are the person that is filling that class, not me, right? I'm just creating the vessel and the facility, so to speak, for the virtual space for you to be able to teach. But you're putting in the work to build the class and to teach the students and to connect with your community. So I want to make sure that you're rewarded for that. That's how we go about doing it. I feel like it's fair for us as a studio, and it's definitely fair for you as a teacher, and you guys win totally. I win because now I don't have to teach 11 classes a week. So a little backstory: when I first opened in 2017, we had 23 classes on the schedule, which is small because we were a single room studio, but I taught all of them. It is not a good idea to do that. It is exhausting. So at my big age, that is not something that I want to do. But I do still want to be able to provide and grow the studio and provide the service. So in order to be able to do that, I need to open up to you all to be able to offer this. So that's where I'm at, and that's why we're doing this. For those of you, as I said before, who are interested in becoming teachers and would like to join us, right, 11, I can't do it, cannot, okay? That would like to join us but have not gone through teacher training yet, you're welcome to do it with us right now. Yoga teacher training is $25 until tomorrow. So the offer ends 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. December 31st is when it's over. So if I were you, I would click the link that's in our bio on all of these platforms. Matter of fact, on TikTok, Lord have mercy, on YouTube, I forgot what I was trying to say. On YouTube, it'll take you back to our Instagram so you can get to the link as well, but I'll give it to you too. You now have 11 hours and 54 minutes to take advantage of this offer. I don't want to see anybody miss out. Why do I do this? This is a question that I get quite often as well. Why do I make it so inexpensive when the regular price is $5.97? It's because I know at this time of year, especially if folks are on the struggle bus because you just came back from Christmas and then you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really wanted to do this training. How do I make it possible? Blah, 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 blah. That's why I do this for the end of the year. The other reason I do it for the end of the year, as quiet as kept, is it makes it easier for me to administer the training and to get everyone registered for the next season. So when does teacher training start? Our first class for 2025 is February 22nd of 2025. There we go. The way that the classes are set up is we meet once a month on a Saturday from February through October. The class is from 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 3:30 p.m. Then you also get access to our online portal, which has hours of teacher training on it. That particular portal, the only thing you have to do is have that done by October 18th of 2025. That's what is required as far as the learning portion. Then the other thing that we require is for you to turn in your homework. Now, for those of you who want to teach with us, the only change that happens for you is that instead of turning in teaching videos of you, just teaching by yourself, if you're going to be working with us, you'll do student teach where you'll have live students in class and I'll help curate that for you. Otherwise, if you're not going to be teaching with us and you just want to go through yoga teacher training, then you would turn in 10 hours of recorded video of you teaching. And then you also have to write 2 papers, one about your experience of the Bhagavad Gita, it's 1,000 words is the requirement, and another paper about your experience of Yamas and Niyamas by Deborah Adele. It too has 1,000 word requirement. So those are the things that you have to turn in order for us to provide you with your certificate. And then from there, you're able to continue on as a full-time teacher. Anything prior to that, you would be in the position of student teaching. You do still get paid as a student teacher because, again, you are getting people, helping us get people to come to that class and be a part of the studio. So your pay structure doesn't change. It's just you have a little more supervision than you would if you were out on your own, if that makes sense to you. So let me see, other questions. Okay, we answered that one. All right. For those of you who said that you were interested in joining us, I'm excited to have you join. Make sure that you send me a DM on Instagram or just click the link to register. For those of you who are interested in teaching, I'm going to add that link to our link tree right now so you can see it as well. And then if you've DM me already, I'm going to send you that link to get you the information regarding teaching. The other thing I want to say about teacher folks, there is a video in the application, and within that video, you want to make sure that you read the description, because a lot of the things that I've gone over on live are going to be in that description just in case you forget or you have a question. I do provide you with my phone number to send me a text message, and you can do that as well. I'll be answering messages throughout the day in order to get you as much information as you need as possible. I'm trying to think what else is there. What else is there to tell y'all? Stuff about me. I've been teaching for 10 years this year. This is crazy. This is crazy that this is my job. But I'm grateful for it. At this point, I think I've reached the point in being a yoga teacher and a studio owner that I don't know if I'm good at anything else. Like, I don't know if I'm equipped to do anything else. I don't know if that's how that works. But either way, I still fully love what I do, and I got into it because I was super stressed out. I had 2 kids under 2. That stuff is wild. They are both now 11 and 12 respectively, which is crazy. And what else? I also have a 14-year-old that is, or 15-year-old that is part of my blended family, so that's exciting. So things are wild over here, but that's what I do. So my goal for the studio and for your experience as teachers is to grow the community. Thank you. It's to grow the community. As I said, we've trained about 5,000 teachers thus far. I would love for us to get to 10,000. That is really my number for this year. Is it possible? Yes. Is it doable? Definitely. Have I done it before? Yes, I have. And we can totally do it again. We can probably outpace that by us adding you all into this community to grow in this way. So that'd be really cool. That would be really, really cool. Yeah, I would definitely like to do that. Then my other goal for this year is to add 600 more teachers into this first block of teacher training. That's what I like to do. I like to get to 10,000 overall, but in this first block of training, I would love to see 600 people sign up today for teacher training, and take advantage of the offer. Now, the other thing that people are like, why wouldn't you want them to sign up tomorrow? Because I know that there are folks out there that otherwise would not be able to do this if I did not make a price adjustment of that was this drastic. Some folks would just frankly miss out, or you have other responsibilities that you have to take care of, because I understand having kids and spouse and all that jazz that you got to do. So I get that. I too have those things. So and what ends up happening, because I know for myself, it took me a while to find yoga teacher training, I'll say that much, but it also took me some time to be able to figure out the cost, because when I did my 200-hour training, it was $2,500, and then my 300-hour training was $4,500, and my 500-hour training was $2,800. So I've spent some good money doing what I am teaching and sharing with you. And what I've found is that there aren't a lot of folks that look like us, that look like me, that are in these classes, and cost can be such a prohibiting factor for people to join and to become yoga teachers. So what happens is we have this quote unquote healing community that doesn't reflect some of the people that need healing the most. Okay. That doesn't reflect those that are in need of wellness, if that makes any sense. It's just not reflective. It doesn't necessarily defeat the purpose of accessibility. it is expensive to do these things. So when I make a price adjustment, I know that I am taking a loss from the dollars and cents portion of it, but that's my choice to offer this at this time of year. But I still have responsibilities. I still have overhead. When we are, just to give you an idea, might as well be super transparent. My OGs know that I keep it a buck, so here it is. At minimum, in order to cover our overhead costs when we are in our new physical location, at minimum we have to do $10,000 in business at minimum just to break even. So it takes money to offer these types of services and do things. It's not a cheap endeavor by any stretch. And I know to some folks who run bigger businesses that 10 grand in overhead isn't a big deal, but for me it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So how do I leverage making things accessible, but also keep my lights on, right? Because I can't pay, Duke Energy is who we have around here, I can't pay them in high fives and namaste. Like I've tried, they won't take it. So money has to be made, right? So how can I do it most cost effectively? One of the biggest ways that I can do that is by having the virtual studio, because my virtual studio overhead is quite different than my physical studio overhead. So that's how I try and balance the scales to make things as accessible as I possibly can. Now, when we flex back to our regular pricing, it is because I have to support the teachers that I am hiring. So here's the other part too with business, and I don't mind sharing this again. My OGs know that I tell you what it really is because it helps, okay? High fives and namaste, man. I wish, look, do you know how much easier my life would be if I could? Man, listen. Okay. So to keep it all the way transparent when it comes to like how we have to figure out how to manage these things, in order for me to hire on teachers, I have to at minimum have the scratch to cover if one person shows up to class for the next 3 months and that's it. I have to have the financial ability to pay the teacher, right? Because at that point, it is just coming out of my pocket and I am taking a loss as a business in order to pay that teacher. I have not made any money. Because here's how the maths when it comes to yoga studios, right? If I'm not doing teacher training, let's say I'm just having students show up to class, it takes a lot of $25 per person to cover $10,000 in overhead. It takes a lot of $25 per person to even cover $2,500 in overhead. That's a lot of folks that I have to see. However, if we can't get students to come in the door, or it's slow, because when you're doing these things, it ebbs and flows. If one student shows up to class, and let's say that student is on a unlimited membership, because our unlimited for virtual studio is $39.99. You can take all the classes you want to at that rate, right? If they show up for their class, they take one. Remember, I said they're $39.99 a month. I still have to pay that teacher $25. Okay. So in this scenario, I still have the overhead of all of my software, because that all costs money when you're doing it at this point. Having the free version of Zoom doesn't work when I'm taking on this many teachers. Having the free version of even YouTube doesn't work when I'm taking on all these teachers. Having the free version of MailChimp and Thinkific, who runs our back-end software, all of those things take money, have a monthly cost associated with them. So, again, I said this person paid $39.99 and they paid one time. I got to pay that teacher every time they show up to teach and every time that person shows up to class. Okay. So I even have to have some sort of cash reserve in order to make that happen. So you're like, well, Ashley, how do you make this math work? Yoga teacher training. How do I make it work when it's only $25? Volume. I have to have a lot of people sign up in order to support this. So I can only do this. You lost the audio. On Instagram, tap the screen if someone else can hear me, and let me know. Let me know. Is it back, Instagram? Hey, Tessa. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you getting on. It's so wild that my audio is out because I haven't changed anything. You can hear me? Okay, cool. So the only way that I can do this is by flexing back to regular price to make up for whatever didn't happen during me offering this particular sale. That's really the long and short of it. Am I taking a loss? No. And the reason I don't think I'm taking a loss is because I get dope people that show up to class that really needed the service that we can provide, right? I'd much rather have the type of person that is like, Ashley, I've been waiting to do this for the last 10 years. And yes, I've heard that story before. I've wanted to do this for 10 years, but I couldn't afford it. And now here I am. And thank you for offering me this thing. I love creating space for folks like that. Absolutely love creating space for folks like that. And if I didn't flex the price at the end of the year, we would not be able to do that. Now, I will say that this is the first time that I think I flexed it this low. I don't know if I will be able to revisit that again, but I at least wanted to make the attempt to try. And this is a product of me trying. Okay. How this looks as the months go on into 2025, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll run my numbers and see what it looks like. But yeah, I do this with good reason and with great consideration. But I'm also fully aware of how the math doesn't always math. That it takes a bit to make this happen. Okay, so for those of you who are looking to become teachers, click the link in the bio, go to theblackpranayoga.com/online YTT, and you can register for yoga teacher training there. It's just $25. Again, it lasts until tomorrow, basically. You can go there and register. If you are already certified and you're like, I want to come teach with you, then make sure you send me a DM on Instagram or TikTok. Send me that info. I'm going to go back and add, actually, I'm going to do it right now. Why am I saying going to wait to do it? I'll do it right now. I'm going to add the application link to our link tree. So if you all want to go in, if you want to click the link in any of our bios, you'll be able to see that so you can register. And then for those of you on Instagram who have DM'd me directly and TikTok who have DM'd me directly who I haven't gotten a chance to talk to yet, I will send you the link. I'll respond back and send you the link. But I'm going to put it here for you just in case, so you do have it. So let me add this for you. Okay, so here is the application to become a teacher with us. As I said, there is a video on there that has an FAQ that answers the majority of your questions. But I do provide you with my phone number so you can send me a text if for some reason something isn't answered. I'm looking to start responding to applications by the 6th of January and begin to onboard teachers for those of you who did ask that as well. So I know a question comes up like, when are you going to get back to us? That's when I'm going to get back to you. I know it's hard. I know it's hard when you apply for something. You're like, I haven't heard anything back. Am I going to hear anything back? Yes, you will hear something back. January 6th is when I plan on responding to everyone. So just be as patient as you can. And then the other thing I'll say to y'all about this too, okay, before I finish that thought, the application is up. It is in the link tree. You can go click on it for those of you who are interested in working with us. Boom, it's already there. Instagram folks who have already DM'd me, I will respond directly to you and send it to you as well. The other thing about this too that I tell all of my yoga folks is, first and foremost, I'm a person and I'm figuring a lot of this stuff out still, even being 10 years in. It's a lot of work to run a business, and when you are learning and growing together, there are growing pains to this thing. I have given up on perfection forever ago, but I do my best to give you my best when I show up to the space to teach. Or to share, or to do anything else for that matter. But perfect isn't real. And I also feel like perfect for me in particular will keep me from getting things done. So I do my level best to give you what you need. But if for some reason I don't respond to you, or you don't hear back from me on the 6th, please, please, please don't take it personally and just send me a DM and be like, hey girl, I sent you a message. Did you get it? Because I may not have seen it. So, but okay, so other questions. We talked about $25 to sign up for YTT. Okay, so types of things that we teach. Lead the Ashtanga yoga program. We teach an Ashtanga inspired 500-hour yoga teacher training. That is what you all will be signing up for. Other things that we're going to offer, I would like to have a restorative class. I would like to have a power class that is offered in the morning and 2 or 3 in the evening. If you teach yin as well, that would be great. For the and also a vinyasa flow class would be wonderful. Yes, these are things that I can do, but I can't do all the things, so I need your help. So here we are. I would also like to add a hot class, but we will teach hot when we're back in the physical studio. So for those of you who are in the Tampa Bay area, the studio specifically will be in Palm Harbor. If you want to come teach in person with me as well, that will be available to you, and I'll let you know. But know that the virtual opportunity is equally as lucrative as the physical in-person opportunity. It doesn't change. The only thing that's different in our physical space is the cost of yoga teacher training, because it has to be, because space is limited. When we're in the online space, I can sign up more students, obviously, than I can in the physical space, because we only have so much space that we can accommodate. What else is there? Let's see. We also offer aerial classes. We taught quite a few pole classes before, but my intent is to add additional apparatus, which is the Lyra and acro yoga. The aerial yoga is what we're going to add as well, and acro is something completely different. Sorry. I'd like to have an acro teacher too in the physical studio space. If I can get it, we'll make it happen, and you'll see it on the schedule. So just to make you aware of that. That is why we have become the Black Prana Yoga and Aerial Academy, and not just pole, because my intent is to offer additional classes beyond just pole dance and our pole yoga class. So we want to expand there because we have the space in the new studio to do so. What else is there? Let's see. Oh, for those of you who sign up today, there is a bonus gift that I will send your way. It'll show up in your inbox, just so y'all know that too. So if you are one of these students that have registered for 500-hour online yoga teacher training, just know that you'll get an extra bonus in your inbox as well. As I said before, class starts February 22nd of 2025. Things that we will go over in our training. Here's a kind of a list of some of the things that we will go over in training. Let me give you that rundown of the schedule. Let me fix that page. Okay. So all right, so things that we will go over. Our first February session on the 22nd is going to be the Ashtanga Primary Series breakdown. We'll go over sun salutations and standing poses. Then on March 29th, that will be our next session, we'll cover all the seated poses and go deeply or more into forward folding. Our April session is transitions, and we're going to talk about vinyasa and breath work. Then the May 24th session will be about back bends, heart openers, and core strength. So just think, we will probably do Navasana a lot that day. So be prepared. Have your abs ready. More importantly, mentally prepare your mind to have your abs ready, because you might need it. Okay, so, and you can't say that I didn't tell you, because I totally just told you. So there's that. June 14th, we're going to go over balancing. So we'll go through arm balances and talk a bit about inversions. July 26th, we'll talk modifications. So how can you make your yoga practice more accessible for you when your body needs it. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. And how can you make it more accessible to your students? On August 23rd, we'll talk yoga philosophy. September 22nd, we'll talk about teaching skills and sequencing and cueing. And then October 18th is our final integration. Will have a closing circle and a Q&A. So that is the plan when it comes to our upcoming teacher training. So to backtrack just a little bit, how can you create modifications for yourself, which we don't talk about a lot as teachers. So I want to dig into that for just a moment here today. So there are times that your body is not interested in doing what your typical practice is. And those are times, or what your typical practice may be, and those are the times where you have to be willing and open to creating modifications even for yourself, okay? These handy dandy yoga blocks are just that. They're handy and they're dandy when your back or your hip or your knee or your whatever hurts, and a particular posture that you are attempting to access you may not have access to that day. But what you do have is this block, and you can always bring the floor to you. So don't allow the fact that your body isn't up for that particular posture to discourage you from doing it. Allow yourself the grace of a modification, even as a teacher. Because here's the deal with teaching. You're going to teach a bunch of classes in your lifetime, right? So at some point, caring for your body, practicing that level of self-care is going to be really important. And at some point is in the beginning when you first start, right? So you're not so fatigued and so beat up because you had to do the hardest expression of the pose every single time, all the time, every time. You don't have to. You're very welcome. I'm happy that I could share, and I will be getting back to you soon. So just know, as teachers, you don't have to do the full expression of the pose or fullest expression of whatever that is every single time you show up to teach. By offering the assist, the modification, by offering an additional option, it gives your students permission to try the additional option. It gives your students the space to understand that they don't have to do the hardest thing either. Okay? So just bear in mind that if you want to maintain the longevity of your practice, if you want to maintain the longevity of your teaching, taking care of your body is going to be really, really important. Super important. So, all right, I feel like I've talked about all the things as far as we can right now. I'm going to try and pop back on a little bit later to give a refresher of all this stuff that we have gone over. I hope my DMs are popping when I go over there to take a peek to see what's going down. I look forward to talking to all of you. If you have questions, feel free to send them my way. Otherwise, I am going to be working on onboarding teachers and hiring and following up with folks the rest of the day. If you need me, you can find me in the DMs and I'll follow up with you. I hope that this was helpful. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the mat. Have a good one.